Dennis, what's a good exercise to guard against tennis elbow?
I'm going to show you the best exercise I know. All you're going to do here is our local newspaper, the Island Packet. And what you're going to do is, here's a news item you didn't like. What you're going to do is crumble it up in the tiniest ball possible. Crumble it up and crumble it up. Keep going, keep going. I'm still, the article that said irritate you is still showing. I can still see it. And now turn your hand this way while you're crumbling it. Keep going. And now keep going. Crumble it up. It's still too big. Turn it this way. Keep crumbling. All right. Keep going. It's still too big. And here comes the next one. And the same thing. Do the next one. Quickly crumble it. All right. Keep going. And now turn your hand this way. And crumble. I know. Can you feel it right there?
I can really feel it.
And turn it the other way. Keep crumbling. You see that irritating news item? Yeah, you see they voted the wrong mayor or the right mayor, whichever you... Keep going. All right. Okay. You see what happens is if you do this, you strengthen your hands at the same time. You can do for your backhand muscle over here, and you turn it this way, then you can do your serving muscle.
That's a great exercise.
Oh, and it really strengthens. The tennis elbow will disappear.
Dennis, what's the deal on those new long rackets? Are they a good idea?
Well, you know, for some of the world's best players, Michael Chang has made a huge improvement in his serve by having a longer racket, and some other players using it too. Players, Marianne Dessois, who trained here at the tennis center, Amanda Kutz, who used to work at with me, all of them have gone to longer rackets. Now, the benefit is you've got longer reach, and you can also serve the ball a bit more clearly over the net with, with a bigger margin of error. The drawback is this, is the longer you hold a racket, the more difficult it is to judge it. So the ITF and the TIA has decided that 29 inches should be the optimum length that we will allow. If you go beyond that, they feel the game could be distorted. So here is a joke racket. This one's almost 33 inches long. Now you can see it's a very long racket. You can reach anything out there, but anything in here will be difficult to handle. So it has advantages in reach to find wide balls, and its advantages for height. The disadvantage is it's more difficult the longer the racket is to hit the ball dead center. So it's a good trade-off. But I think it's going to help a lot of players to get to more balls.
Okay, thanks, Dennis. Dennis, how do I know the correct grip size for me?
Well, there are many ways to do it. You know, we would say to people that if you hold your racket in your hand and you put your finger in between the grip, if you could a finger would fit in there, that would be a good grip size. A fellow who has done lots of operations in tennis elbows, he has done some research, and he says here's almost a foolproof method. What you do is this. Show me your hand. Hold. Here is your ring finger. From the ring finger, measure down till you see that second line that crosses over there. That's your lifeline. You've got a long life, Tim. So look, from there, look here, all the way down to there. Yours is about 4 3/4. 4 3/4 inches. That is the measurement from there to the second line over there. Now, you take circumference of the racket, and if that is 4 3/4, that will be the grip size. So for you, this one would be too small. You see, my racket, this grip is too small. You should get one that would be a bit larger because this circumference is less than 4 3/4. And that's a good way to try and find the exact grip that suits you the best and avoid tennis elbow and feels most comfortable in your hand.
Great. Thanks, Dennis.
Now we're ready to play the match, you sure? This ball sounds kind of funny. I think there's something wrong with it. Have a look at it. 15, love. All right, comes the net. I tricked you, you see. You've got to know the rules in tennis. One of the most important rules is at any time, where if you touch the ball anywhere on the court or even outside the court before it bounces, you lose the point. A lot of people are unfamiliar with that. They think that if you're outside the court, you can stick your hand and catch the out. No, the ball has to bounce. So remember that rule, it's very important.
Should I try to use it? Should I try to win points that way or just guard against losing points that way?
Well, you'll try it once, and of course you won't have any teeth left.
Okay. Thanks, Dennis. Dennis, what are my options when we start the match on the serve?
Well, remember, when we start the match, we spin for serve. And we say spin for serve, but the choice is we spin, and then you can choose to serve or to receive, and I then have the choice of sides. If you choose the side, then I can choose to serve or to receive. So those are the choices. There's one other choice people don't know about. I notice you always watch your eyes, but you have contact lenses.
Yes, I have contact lenses.
When you and I play a match, I want you to serve the first time you serve looking in the sun, because that's when the sun is too bright for you, your eyes will adjust eventually. So I say to you, I win the toss, and I say to you, Tim, you choose. Now, no matter what you say, you're going to serve in the sun first. You say, look, I want to serve. I say, wonderful. I choose to receive. I have this side over here, you see. And I don't choose to receive. I do receive, but I want this side. You say, no, I changed my mind. I'll have the shady side. I say, wonderful. I will serve. The sun doesn't bother me. Turn around, and you look in the sun again. It's your turn. And you know, I changed my mind. No matter what you do, I obligate you to look in the sun.
Boy, that's a great idea.
Yeah, remember that. It's a nice choice, and also you just say to you, you choose. It kind of makes the other person feel a bit inferior.
That's a great idea. Thanks, Dennis. Dennis, you know, I play a lot down at Vandermeer Shipyard, and often I'm running into some guys who are foot faulting. They say, well, they're just foot faulting a little bit. Should I be a stickler about it? Should I do anything about it?
That's a problem, you know, that the rules are there. You shouldn't foot fault, and people, it's just a rule that people don't always abide by. But, you know, the solution is very simple. If somebody says, look, I foot fault just a little bit, you know, I just step a little bit over the line. So don't make them mad. All you do is just take one step forward. All right, take another step forward. Take another step forward, Tom. Okay, stop right there. And now serve the ball. Boom. And now you can tell them, okay, I foot fault a lot, so we're even. Okay.
Great, good idea.
That'll stop them right away.
Great,
okay.
Thanks, Dennis. Dennis, I'd really like to avoid tennis elbow. I'm a little worried about it, and plus I'd just like to be a little stronger. Do you have some good exercises in mind for me?
Look at this gadget, the best one you can get for tennis elbow. What you do with this is, Tim, it's a weight, you roll it up, and if you roll it up one way, then you are, look, I am improving my pronation. Can you see the muscle for pronation?
Yeah.
Then I want another muscle. When I roll it up this way, I want to strengthen this muscle for my backhand. So just grab hold of both ends here and just roll it up.
Okay.
That's it, okay. And now just drop it down. And now just turn your hands, put your hands underneath, and now roll it up from underneath. See, now you're both working your supinators and your pronators.
Right.
And that gives you the strength you need. All right, now I'll show you another exercise it's good for, is you could also at the same time when you do this, just hold it out in front like this, and now with one hand, lift up in front of your body, and then to the side, and then just pull it up like this. Do 3 exercises like that. One, just hold it in the middle over here.
Right.
Okay. And now just reach out in front. That's it, a few times. And now bring it to the side with your arm straight to the side here. All right, and now bend your elbow and lift one. That's it. See, that strengthens your arm, particularly the muscles back here for your serve.
Feels really good.
So these are exercises to help you avoid injury and make you stronger at the same time. Play some better tennis.
Nice, simple device, too. Where would you get one of these?
Well, you can get it anywhere you want, but the simplest one is just take a brick. Take a brick and tie a piece of wood, a stick or something, and just a rope, and you got it. It's ready made, right at home.
Great idea. Thanks, Dennis. Dennis, there's a guy I play with down at Vandermeer Shipyard. He uses all kinds of side spins and everything. He's killing me. What do I do against spins and trick shots?
I'm going to show you how quickly it is to learn how to play against this kind of shot. Let me see how you react at the moment. Let me just see what you do. All right, here comes a spin. Let's see what you do. Okay. All right, here comes another one. Let's see what you do. All right, come here. I'm going to show you. You see, what happens is the ball hits the ground, and it goes the opposite direction of what you think. Now, go and stand over there quickly. Now, look. If my racket goes across my body this way, it'll go to your forehand. If it goes this way, it's a backhand. Now, get ready for a forehand. Now, don't hit this ball. Just look at it. Don't hit it. Just look at it. Just look at it. Do you see how it starts to come to you? Now, this time, just get ready for a forehand, and now play it. It looks like it was a backhand, and that's perfect. Now, a backhand. It looks like a forehand. Get ready for a backhand. Don't hit it. Just let it go by. Don't hit it. It'll come. And now, this time, hit it. And there you have it, you see. The guy with the trick shots will no longer be a problem to you.
Believe it. Thanks, Dennis. Dennis, I play with a guy. He'll hit a topspin shot, then a slice, a topspin slice. I don't know which way to go. I haven't figured it out. What do I do?
You know, I've just realized that you can read the opponent's racket tells you where the ball's going to go. Topspin has the habit that when it hits the ground, it kicks and goes further. So you should be stepping back for the topspin or ready for high bounce. Well, the minute you see a player plays racket doing this, the ball is going to go short because the backspin makes after the rebound makes the second bounce much shorter. Have a look. I'll show you an example. Just stay here and you can have a look. Watch. I'm going to hit a ball with topspin. Look, here's a topspin shot. Okay? Now look, a topspin shot, the ball bounces there. Look where the second bounce is. Now watch the slice. See how short it is? Look, I had the ball there. So as soon as you see my racket like this, you know it's going to bounce deep. The minute you see this, it's going to be short. Let's try a bit and you read the shot accordingly. All right, here's a topspin. So nothing to worry about. The ball will come to you. Topspin, run to the ball, and perfect. Now the minute you see my racket doing this, run forward right away. That's it. And back again. And you can wait for the ball when you get there, okay? Run, just be ready, and now take your time. And a quick topspin, back up, and you say, short back, okay, come forward. And the clue is, I tell you what I'm going to do. My racket does this, topspin, slice, topspin goes deep, slice lands, and then bounces short. You'll have no more trouble anymore.
All right, thanks, Dennis.
Very good.
Dennis, when I play doubles, I'll make a decent serve, but then they just kill me by hitting it to my backhand. I've got a weak backhand, and they're really taking advantage of it.
Yeah, once they discover that, they go more and more for that shot, too. Show me what happens. Let me just see what happens. All right. That's not that bad a backhand, really, but you know what is an easy solution. Why not do this? You tell your partner what you're going to do, and the two of you as a team protect your back. Move over this way. Remember, how far? You can go right up this line here.
Okay.
Not beyond it. Right at this line. This far you can go. Now, you may find just up to this line, stand right from here, and now serve the ball. Right, and now, and whack it. And there you. It's so simple,
Good
you
idea.
See. And with many other strokes, I'll show you other strokes later on, how you can equally protect the weakness.
Great. Thanks, Dennis. Dennis, I feel like I'm getting a little bit quicker on the court. How can I measure it?
Well, the reason you think you're getting quicker is you must be getting stronger, you see. And we're here at the Vandermeer Tennis Center. We've got a great device. It's called a foot maxer. And it gives you total maximum intensity in 10 seconds. So what you're going to do, Tim, is this. You stand on the foot maxer here, and you can see there is a gauge that will measure the number of impacts you have. I'll tell you when to start. As soon as I'll hang on, and I'll tell you when to, okay, wait a minute. And go, Tim, go as fast as you can. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, Tim, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going. Now, you ought to be able to make 100. That means that you're pretty quick. Well, I'll be done. Okay, stop right there. You got to 55, double 55 is 110. Why double? Because the maxer only measures 1 foot at a time. You made 110 impacts in 10 seconds. All right, so that's, now if I ask you to do it again, if you again make 110, it means that you're pretty strong. But every time the speed is reduced, the number of impacts, it means you need to build more strength. So how can you do it at home? You just take a stopwatch and just by yourself, just pound it up and down, and that will give you the same exercise. And if you want to test as you're getting faster, come by here, and we'll work you out pretty quickly, okay?
All right, I'll keep working on it. Thanks,
Good
Dennis.
fun.
Dennis, with these vibration dampeners, will they help me avoid tennis elbow?
No, Tim, that's a common misconception. You see, what happens is when you put this dampener on, the racket feels so much light, so much nicer to hit with. You know, it doesn't have the vibration in your hand anymore. What really happened is the vibration dampener dampens the strings from vibrating. And if it makes you feel good, you know, to hit with it, then it's a good idea. But it has no effect on your elbow whatsoever. See, any shock your arm sustains still goes up in your arm. It's got nothing to do with this thing. Can't help there. If this really worked, you know what would happen? Every boxer would get one of these things and put it under his chin. And as the guy punches it, don't bother me, you know, because it dampens it. No, it's good for vibration, for dampening the racket vibration, but not for tennis elbow.
Great, Dennis. I appreciate that information.
Good tip for you. All right. Why are you so happy? Were you up? You made that one?
You better believe I made it. Sure I did.
All right.
That's our point.
Now look at this, you see. The opponents may think, and I think it played back in slow motion, they may think that, hey, that ball really bounced twice. But, all right, who knows?
Yeah.
Unless we go back in slow motion. But whose choice is it to choose this? Can my opponent complain about it or not? The rule in tennis is this close shot, and it's called not up or not up, you have the priority to call it. You say, I caught the ball, in my opinion, I was up, and don't you fuss with me. But there's a little clue, by the way. If you say you were up, but if when you hit the ball, if the ball has a funny kind of a bounce, whenever the ball has bounced twice, just catch it on the frame like this, the ball has a lot of backspin on it. And that's a giveaway. And then the other guy says, yeah, but look at the backspin on the ball, you're cheating me, okay? It doesn't intimidate you, but you still make the call.
Okay, I got to be honest then with this one. It was not up. It took 2 bounces.
Thank you very much.
Dennis, I was taking a 3-day clinic here not too long ago, and I thought I made a spectacular shot. I lunged for the ball, and but it was just out of reach. I actually let go of my racket. I was right up by the net. The ball hit the racket and went over for a winning shot. And I did actually just throw the racket a little bit. Your instructor, John Robinson, though, said I really can't do that. Is he right?
Yeah, he's right. You know, if you watch players like Boris Becker, they dive for the ball and they lie on the ground, they roll over. All those things are legitimate. But the moment the racket leaves your hand, then it must stay in contact. If the point is over, you've lost the point. So remember that you can make a great spectacular shot, but it's illegal. So keep your racket in your hand at all times, and then you can be sure of it.
What happens if you just drop your racket during the course of play?
That's okay. It's only when you're making a stroke that it's relevant.
Okay, great. Thanks, Dennis.
Yeah? What is that?
I don't know.
Well, you know, people have read in tennis the rule. A double hit is now legal. Now, a double hit is an accidental hit, you know, where the racket hits, and then perhaps during the hit, you hit off the edge of the racket, and then it hits the strings, and that's a double hit. But people misconstrue it to think a double hit is something where you can bounce twice on the racket deliberately. It has to be accidental. You know, if that were true, you would never win a match against me, because look what I can do with the ball. The ball comes from the other side. I can do this, you see. I can catch the ball like this anywhere, and I say, okay, boop, boop, you see. So no, if it's accidental, it's okay, but if you do it deliberately, it's a mistake.
Okay, great, Dennis. I'll watch for that. Thanks.
Yeah, good shot.
All right, game.
No, man. The score was, I had 40-30, and you just won the point. Makes it deuce.
I won the last 2 points.
Yeah, but look, you were down 30 love. So that's 2 points makes it 30 all.
No, that was game right there.
All right. So do you see the problem? I think that he says I won the last 2 points. I say won the last 2 points when you were down love 30. And he thinks he won the last 2 points from 15-30. So whatever, it doesn't work. So how do we resolve this problem? Wherever you and I agree on. Do you agree at any time the score was 15 all?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Do you agree the score was 30-15 in my favor?
I think so. Yeah.
You're sure?
I don't know. Was it?
All right. Now, the minute you disagree with me, let's agree that 15 all is where we could work back to.
Yeah, 15 all I know we were.
All right. All the other points are canceled. We start at 15 all. Let's go.
Oh. Out. No, in. All right.
Wait a minute. Now, look what happened there. And Tim made a wrong call, and he corrected himself right away, and then the opponent made a mistake. You would think, you know, through your fairness, you could have said, well, the ball is out, but you corrected your call. The minute you call out and then say in, you're really in trouble, because you've lost the point. No matter whether the other gets the ball in the net, whether you, the point belongs to your opponent. So remember, if you want to change your call, except he could say to you, well, look, if you made an honest mistake, then I'll gladly have the point over. But you cannot in between. Once you call the ball out and you make the correction to in, the point belongs to your opponent.
Okay, great. Thanks, Dennis. Whoa, hold it. Dennis, you were over the net on that one. Got to be honest.
You're my partner, and you're costing us money. Look, honesty is a wonderful thing, but in this case, you were not correct about it. Give me a ball, please. You see, what happens is this. I played the ball on our side. I just wanted to be sure that if I follow through, you know, I had some momentum going. I want to take the ball as early as possible. The rule is on my side of the court, I can follow through, but if I touch the net, I lose the point. You see? Then if I touch the net and follow through, I lose the point. But I can follow through if the ball is on my side. But I couldn't do this, for instance. I couldn't look at the next position. I can't do this. I cannot do that, okay? So as long as the ball is on my side of the court, I can extend my arm. But it's difficult. Again, who calls it?
Yeah, who does call it?
Again, we have to call it on ourselves, because the perspective my opponent has, he can't say, is this, you can't judge it out. We have to call it ourselves. So an honest guy like you will cost us the championship. Thank you very much, Tim.
Thanks, Dennis. Dennis, I'd like a little more power. Should I get my string strung tighter?
You know, that's a common misconception. We always used to, in the old days with wooden rackets, you know, when you had a trampoline effect, it was, and the racket would bend. When people string the racket tighter, you'd actually hit the ball harder. But with these modern rackets, where there's almost no give, the tighter you string the racket, the less power you have. All right?
Wow.
And the looser you string the racket, the more power it has, because of the trampoline effect. The different type of racket frame we have now has changed the whole philosophy we have about it. So string the racket loosely for more power and also to save your arm, and tightly for more control. But then be careful, because vibration and the impact shock will be so great, you will hit your elbow. So find something that's comfortable for yourself.
Okay, thanks, Dennis.
Okay, Tim, practice a few returns of serve. Let me see.
Dennis, you gotta get it in for me to practice returning serve.
Yeah, but if you complain, it makes the guy nervous. Actually, it's very good for you when the guy misses the ball, because look what happens is when the ball goes in the net, you can first of all can see if you're ready. When the guy serves the ball in the net, your racket ought to be here, otherwise you weren't ready. And then if it's in the net, you can play a shadow stroke. You can visualize the stroke, you see, whether it's a forehand or a backhand. Now, just for fun, serve one in the net to his forehand, you visualize it. And I'll play a forehand, complete the stroke. Now I serve one to his backhand in the net. All right, now you don't know if it's going to come over or not. If it comes over, what are you going to do? And it comes over, and there you are. You see, all the time was valuable then. Instead of the guy getting mad at you or you getting mad at him because he can't do what you want to, you both get the benefit out of the thing, and in the end, your stroke is that much better. Return of serve, very important to practice.
That's a great idea. Thanks, Dennis.
All right, serve, Tim. That's a nice serve. You know, you tend to hold your breath when you serve. As you hit the ball, why don't you exhale, okay? Well, boy, that was pretty loud.
Was that good?
Well, you know, this grunting, you know, to exhale is a good idea, and people grunt, but I don't think, you know, you should try and grunt like Monica Seles does. She, you know, she almost got defaulted Wimbledon doing that. No, just the grunt is good, because in the martial arts we know that as you strike something, when you exhale, that exhalation gives you extra speed, but don't overdo it. Or, you know, give it away like the little girl who was in the family circle, little Bulgarian girl. First round she played, she won, the second round she lost, because the opponents knew what she was doing. When she hit the ball hard, she'd go, and when she hit the ball gently, she'd go, and they would know when the drop shot was coming, and she never understood it. So grunt, but don't overdo it.
Okay, thanks, Dennis.
All right, Tim, let's practice for your overheads. Let me just see what your overhead looks like.
Okay. Oh, man, the sun.
Yeah, I put you here deliberately, because most people, what they do when they have to practice overhead is they always take the shady side, you see. But your opponent doesn't sign a disclaimer, I will never lob when you're looking in the sun. Look, that's what your left hand's for. Look, I can look right in the sun, but the sun doesn't bother me because I've shaded my left hand. So it has many functions, balance and everything else, but particularly you can shade your eyes. Now, turn a bit this way, okay? And now put your head up in the sky, and now that's it, your eyes now. And now put the racket behind your head, and now shade your eyes, and now comes the lob. And now, sure, now you can see it, and again.
Yeah.
Okay. One more time, up. You can, and there we go. Perfect, perfect. So that's the value of your left hand. You can shade the sun, okay?
Great idea.
Very good.
Dennis, how do I get more consistency on my overheads?
You have to adjust your feet all the time, you see. People tend to reach for the ball. Here's a very good trick. If you would turn sideways and reach up towards the sky, and when the lob comes, just see if you can catch the ball. Just see if you can catch it, okay? Here comes the ball from the other side, the lob, and I'll just catch it. You see, I have to maneuver your feet to get there.
Yeah.
And that's the key. If you maneuver yourself and the ball is just the right place, then you can be successful. Now this time, imagine you're going to catch it. When you move it, and as you think of catching it, when it's perfect, the ball, then give it a smash, okay? All right, ready? Now imagine you're going to catch it. Perfect. That's it.
Love it.
So all you do, make little adjustments, and that's how you get consistency over it.
Okay, thanks, Dennis. Dennis, sometimes I get up close to the net, I get an easy lob that I should be able to hit for a winner, but my opponent runs it down. What do I do?
Well, I'll show you the most enjoyable stroke in tennis. When you get close to the net, it's almost impossible to hit the ball in the net. Why not go hit straight down in the ground and have the fun of popping the ball over the fence? The pros do it, you can do it too. Just, instead of hitting out at the ball, just bend your elbow and hit straight down. Just see, and you'll be amazed the power you can get. Try a couple. When you close up here, and now, just hit straight down. Yes, and again. And hit straight down in the ground. Who's going to run that one down, Tim?
You better believe it. That's a good stroke.
Just like the pros, just like Sampras.
Great, thanks, Dennis. I love that one. Dennis, sometimes I'll hit a good serve, but my opponent will lob me back with the lob still in front of me. I should be able to run up and hit it for a winner, but I can't seem to do it. What should I do?
All right, you're running forward pretty well.
Right.
What happens is, when you run forward, it's a very unusual move. You actually can get up like this and punch the ball. You ever played volleyball?
Yes.
Show me how you would spike a ball of volleyball. Spike. Okay. Run forward.
I will go.
And that's it. See, the trick is you have to jump before you hit the ball. And that gives you the player who does the Sampras. You've seen it in
Sure.
Okay, now try a couple like that. Just run forward and run forward. Now jump up in the air. And now real live ball this time. Okay, run forward. Now jump first. That's exactly what you're looking for. One more. Run forward, jump first. Perfect, perfect.
Okay, I like it.
You see, the idea is you jump first and then you spike it. And you're so close to net, your opponent has no chance.
Great, thanks, Dennis. Dennis, sometimes I'm back around the baseline. My opponent hits kind of a high, loopy shot that I should be able to do something with, but I can't quite do it. What should I do?
I know, they drive you crazy. The ball's up here all the time. Look, I'll show you a secret. I'll show you a trick. Why not? If the ball's this high, why not make a smash out of it? You can't. It's too low.
Right.
But you can make yourself shorter. Let me show you a trick. Come back up a little bit. Just sit down on the ground. Just put your knee on the ground. And now, hit a smash. All right? And again. And now hit a smash. And now hit a smash. And now the ball comes from the other side. Adjust yourself. And then when you know where the ball bounces the first time, adjust ready for the second bounce. Get on your knees and hit the ball.
Okay.
Go. Now sit down. It's perfect. Do you see what happened?
Yeah, I like that shot.
Now the high shot here, where you have normally played like this, you've taken the awkwardness out of it, sit down and hit it for a winner.
Boy, that's a great tip. Thanks, Dennis. Dennis, I know you often encourage people to go up towards the net after the serve, but what happens when you get caught halfway up in kind of a no man's land?
Well, you've just come from New Zealand, and I told the New Zealander, look, when you get to no man's land, jump over it. No, look, what happens is, when you get caught in the middle here, you have to have an extra shot. You must have a half volley. And it's very easy. Look, if you watch the pros do it, it looks like this. Watch, there's no backswing. You bend your knees and just extend your arm. There's no backswing. You bend your knees and just extend your arm. So it's very easy to learn. What you do is this, is if you think of it as a drop kick. Look, as I go, boop, a little drop kick like that. Now, the way progression-wise you'd learn it is just put your hand here and just give a little bump. Just bump the ball with your hand. Hold your hand ready? That's it. Very good. And again, hold your hand ready. And now, no backswing. Bend your knees and just give it a little bump. Okay, now get your racket. Look, the timing in the half volley is... So what you're going to do now is, as the ball gets you, you bump it in the ground, right in front of you. Just bump. That's it. And again, bump right in front of you, in the ground. In the ground. Yeah, let it hit the ground first, then bump it. And on the ground, and then bump it. Okay, one more. That's okay. Sometimes you'll get fooled. And now this time, instead of bumping around, just as the ball gets to you, just extend your arm. Okay, go. And now, no backswing. That's it. And one more time. And extend your arm. Yes, a last one. And extend your arm. That's it. Okay. Now we could add one other thing to it. This time, extend your arm and run to the net. Okay, and make a volley. Now extend your arm, run to the net, and make a volley. Yeah. And that's the completion of it. Remember, if you make one half volley, you're a good player. If you make two half volleys in a row, you're a lousy player, because if you make one, you must go in and finish with a volley.
Dennis, another day you showed me how to do a forehand half volley. What about a backhand half volley?
See, it's the same technique as on a forehand. There's just something special about the stroke. Watch, when I play a normal backhand, just look when I play a backhand drive, look what it looks like. See, a backhand drive, this is a follow-through on a backhand drive. Now watch on a half volley what's different about it. Look at my racket. See, what's different about it is I've kind of pushed at the ball like this. I don't swing through. So the progressions are the same as you would do in the half volley on the forehand side. Look, the ball comes, all I do is I bump the ball with my hand. The next one, I take the ball and I bump it with my racket in the ground like this. And the third one, I just take my racket, and when I follow through, my racket points straight forward like this. I follow through and extend my arm. Let's do it. The first one, just hold your hand like this, and just hand a bit lower down, and just bend your knees, and just as to the ground, bump it. Yes. Another one. As the ground, now just get a little bump. Okay, now this time, hold your racket like this, and as we'll get you, boop, bump it in the ground. Now bump right in the ground. Yes, and again, straight in the ground, and in the ground. Right, now last one, this time, instead of bumping in the ground, just meet the ball and just finish your arm like that. Okay. All right, go. Let's see. And just extend your arm. Yes, one more time. All right, and this time, bump it in the ground, bump it up, over the net, and run the net. Run the net and make a volley. That's it. And that's what a backhand half volley looks like. And always remember, half volley, immediately after half volley, it's followed by a volley.
Okay. Thank you, Dennis. Dennis, I'd love to use a good drop shot. Why is it so level? Why is it so hard for club level players to hit a good drop shot?
Well, it should be very simple. You know, the technique is very simple because it's simply a volley where the ball is bounced on your side. But you know, the problem is not the technique, it's the understanding. Look, at the net over here, when you play ground strokes, the highest point is at the net. But when you play a drop shot, something different has to happen. It has to be a descending stroke. So you must have a wider vision. You must imagine the highest point is over here, and that the ball is descending, so you get this low stroke on the drop shot. So here's a little trick. We can use this target maxer, and if you stand back here, now look what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this my target, you see. I forget about the real net. Here comes the ball from the other side, and now I forget, and I'll put it over the maxer, and now look, it's a delicate little shot. Try it. It'll give you a complete different perspective on the half volley. Right there on the volley, go. Yes, beautiful, and again, and just a little touch. Timothy, there you have it. Fabulous. And that's the way you do it, you see. Excellent.
Thank you, Dennis. Dennis, Yasushi and I are in a big doubles tournament this weekend. How can we practice, though, with just the two of us? How can we practice doubles?
Oh, you can get a lot done. Remember, in doubles, the most important thing is to serve, to come in and make a volley, and the next part is to return the ball to come in volley. The two of you can play ghost doubles. The two opponents disappear on this side over here, and all you do, so you serve the ball, and you play half a court. You play half a court of tennis. Go to the other side over there, and all you're going to do is, so you serve the ball, you return the ball, volley 5 times. Mistake, you just feed another ball in. Okay, serve. Right, come on in. Right, now play. 1 shot, 2 shots, 3, 4, now start another 5. Okay, back you go. Now you become the server this time, Tim. All right, serve. All right, come on in, and volley. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, stop right there. You see, come closer, Yasmin, I can explain to you. If you do this, in 10 minutes you can get a tremendous amount of workout. And at first you are partners. Afterwards you make it competitive. Banging with the first one. So you get some powerful volleys as well. But a tremendous amount of tennis in a very short period of time.
Thanks, Dennis. Sushi and I are going to kill him. You watch us.
All right, very good, guys. Well done, okay?
Dennis, Yasuki and I are going to be playing in a big doubles tournament. What's the best way to practice our positioning?
All right, you've got a lucky opportunity. These two players over here, Matt and Katie, also want to practice it. Look, in doubles, there's a lot of movement. Let me show you what happens. Just stand on the corner over there on the center of the court. Now look, the minute your partner hits the ball cross-court, you've got to go forward to attack. All right, so run, hit the ball, and you just catch it. Catch it? No. Okay. Now look where Katie is. Katie, get ready. Get ready. This guy over here, he's going to hurt you now. Now look, when the ball goes from there, if it goes cross-court, what you do, Katie? Run over there and attack. And you go right there to defend, you see. Now we have a rally going, and look how much movement takes place on the tennis court. Go. Keep a rally going. Go. Where do you go? Right. Look at the net player. Look at the net player. Now look at the guy attacking you. Who's attacking you? Look at the guy attacking you. Go forward. Look at the guy who's attacking you. That's it. Okay. Stop right there. Do you see, in doubles, if you position yourself, you move like crazy, and the minute the ball comes to you, you got a winning shot. Don't just stand there. Go with the ball, flow with direction all the time, and the two of you are going to do very well in this doubles match next week, okay?
It's a great exercise that way,
oh,
isn't it, Dennis?
Doubles is a very, very fast-moving game if you play it properly.
Great. Thanks, Dennis. Dennis, how can I get more consistent on my overhead smash?
Well, you know, I always tell people, if you are a club level player, lob all the time, because you'll win 2/3 of the points. Because what can happen in the match? Either the ball comes and you can either hit the ball in the net, that's one possibility, or you can hit the ball out, that's another possibility, and the third one is you can hit the ball in the court. So these are the three things that can happen. And if you lob the other guy, you'll win 2 points and he'll win 1. So here's the solution. How to have a foolproof overhead, one that will never miss from this distance, from 3 yards from the net. Look, if I would take my racket, drop it behind my back, and go straight towards the sky, from the ground to my racket, the degree is about 60 degrees. That is enough to clear the net and also for the ball to go in the court. So if all I do is start back here and go straight towards the sky, I don't care where the ball goes. I don't care where it go. I don't know. All I know, according to geometry, it must go in the court. So all I do is the ball comes, I go straight up in the sky, I lose interest in it. Now if I like, as an afterthought, I add the follow through, and I've got 100% success. Come to give it a try. Do it without the ball first. Put the racket behind your head, just go straight towards the sky and stop. Right there. Okay, one more time. Hold it right there and stop right there. And now this time the ball comes, and put the racket behind your head quickly. Here comes the ball, and just stop right at the point of contact. Right, and again, racket behind your head, and stop right at the point of contact. Stop at the point of contact. Perfect. One more time. Racket behind your head, point of contact, and now add the follow through as an afterthought. And here, put the racket behind your head and a follow through. Even more, a lot more follow through, but that's incidental, the follow through. Okay, the angle is the important thing. And make the follow through. That's it. And there you have a foolproof overhead smash. From this distance, you can never miss if you follow this clue. Hit up in the sky, and the ball will take care of itself.
Okay, thanks, Dennis.
All right. Return of serve is not bad. The problem is this. You tend to return serve the way you play forehand drives. A forehand drive has 3 beats to it, which is turn, which is 1 beat, take it back 2 beats, and 3 hit the ball. That's when the ball comes relatively slowly. Return of serve can get you by half a second. You don't have time for 3 beats. Why not conserve it? Instead of going 1, 2, 3, why not go 1, which means you combine the turn and the backswing at the same time, and then only have a 2. Try that, let's see. And the ball comes. 1, 2, much better. One more shot. 1, 2. You saved 33 1/3% of the time just by combining the shoulder turn and the racket back into one motion. It helps you very much on fast returns.
Boy, thanks, Dennis. Great idea.
Very good shot. Nice forehand, return of serve. But what I suggest you do is to get more control over the ball and to get your body weight forward. Instead of just standing and hitting the ball, as soon as the guy sends the ball at you, as he's about to toss the ball up, take a step forward, split, and then you're ready to go forehand or backhand.
Now, which foot should I use to step forward, my right or my left?
Yeah, well, if you copy me, it would be a mistake in this instance. Because, look, everybody's different. For me, I like to step with my left foot. You may like to step with your right foot. Now, how do you know which foot you are intended to step with? It's an easy trick. Just stand like this, feet together. Now, all you do is just lose your balance, fall over. Now, you see, I step to my left foot, you step to your right. So for me, it's more natural to step to my left foot. For you, more natural to step to the right foot. Okay, so when the ball comes, okay, as he tosses the ball up, step, and now that's the stop. One more time. Step, and go. You got it, perfect. Then your weight goes forward into the ball.
Yeah, I like that. Thanks, Dennis.
Very good.
Oh, I missed it.
You know what they call them easy? They're easy to miss, huh? Now, you have to understand a bit of science there to know what happened there was. See, all day long you've been swinging at the ball and the ball was going where you intended to go. This time, you had your racket dead still, Tim. Now look, if I had my racket dead still, the ball came at you from that direction. It was an angle of 45 degrees, isn't it so? So from your high school geometry, 45 degrees, what's the angle of incidence? Angle of reflection is the same. So when the racket stays dead still, you get a big surprise. If your racket doesn't move, the ball goes wide there. If you want the ball to go with your racket still, you've got to hold it at 45 degrees. I hold 45 degrees here, the ball goes straight. But if you try that first, stick your racket out, hold it 45 degrees. Now it'll go straight, you see, okay? Or if you want to, you can just give some acceleration, the ball also goes straight. Now accelerate into the ball. You can do that. But if you hold it dead still, you get that. I missed an easy shot thing.
Great. Thanks, Dennis.
All right, that's not bad. That's not bad at all, Tim.
I had a winner shot. It looked like I had a chance to.
What happens is, you know, in an overhead smash, the tendency is you want to reach up as high as you can. And the ball was a bit lower, so you had to bend and you had to change your point of contact. Jimmy Connors found a trick how to do these strokes, you know, under all circumstances. What he did was he would just straighten his arm and do like a bowling shot called a sky hook. Just try it. So eliminate the wrist and the elbow, and just from here, and just move your arm this way. Just move it from a... Now if the ball is lower, you just go more to the side, and the higher it is, you can jump towards it. Okay, just from there, keep your arm extended like this, and now here comes the ball, and now just meet the ball from there. That's it. Okay, and again, now go up, and now, that's it. One more time. Very good. No matter what height the ball is, perfect. Now a high one, you can do any ball like this. That's it. Now just straight arm. That's it. See, it's a safe shot, particularly when it's a nervous situation, the easy point there. By having only the one link here, the simplicity of the stroke is greatly increased.
Okay, thanks, Dennis. That crazy wind got a hold of it.
All right, now I'll let you in on the secret on the alternate island, you see, is the pros make a living out of that. What happens is this. The wind is blowing this way, so it held the ball back. And you thought the ball was in the right place, hit it, but because the ball came slowly, you hit too soon, the ball went in the net. But if you were on this side of the court, exactly opposite would happen, is the ball would be coming to you so fast, you'd hit the ball over here and it would go out. And the pros of the island, they split you, play if you over from here, then from this side, and then you realize your overhead smash is so bad, then you spend the rest of your time you're learning over it, you see. All you've got to do is figure out when the wind is blowing into your face, the wind is blowing this way, I will hit the ball too late, so I have to go earlier. And if the ball is behind me, from behind, it hangs back and hit the ball further. Do that and your overhead will improve tremendously.
Okay, thanks very much, Dennis.
All right, good one, okay. All right, you make some, you miss some, eh?
Very inconsistent.
I'm going to show you the Borg specialty. Borg invented a put-away shot that never misses. It's called a windshield wiper. Watch how it looks like. The racket comes from here, and then the ball comes. Look, the racket goes across the ball like this, and it's almost foolproof. You see, you hold the racket to the side, and then you go across the ball and over it like this, and every ball goes in the court. It's easy to do. Come, I'll show you how you practice it. Hold your racket like this. Now you're going to do just like a wiper on a windshield. Hold your hand like this, back and forth like this. Go this motion back and forth. All right? Now back and go down. The windshield complete and cleaning. Okay. Now take a tennis ball, hold in your hand. Okay. Now look what you're going to toss it up in the air and just make the windshield movement like that. Hold it up in there, toss higher. That's it. Toss the ball, hold your hand right here in front, and just go boop and go across like this. Right? And go across like that. Good. And go across. That's it. And go all the way down when you go across. Go across and down. Go across and go down. Yes, and another one. Right, okay, and this time, do the same thing. Now it's like the ball coming at you. Throw it in the ground and then go across and down, okay? Throw it in the ground and go across and down. And across and down. Yes, and again. Another one. All right, in the ground and go across and down. Okay, now the same ball comes from the other side. The ball comes, now the same thing comes from the other side. the same, exactly the same thing you did before. Ball comes to the other side and the same thing you did before. That's it, and again. Right, and just go around and across your body. There we go, and one more time, go a bit more down. And go across and down. That's exactly. See, this gives you a lot of control over the ball, directed any way you like. It's a complete winner every time.
Okay, thanks, Dennis. I'll try that one.
And now you get a Swedish accent and you can be born Borg.
All right. What can I do with that one, Dennis? Backhand lob.
Yeah, what happens is, you know, you do what's so normal. The ball's coming to your backhand, you're ready for a backhand, you run backwards, but then you line up exactly in line with the ball. But there's a solution to it. You have to do something very strange. What you got to do, instead of getting ready for a backhand, turn around as if it's going to be a forehand. And as you turn, you will notice you are now further away from the ball, and you will find it much better, the alignment to the proper stroke. Just try it.
Okay.
Here comes the lob. Turn for the forehand. Runner, and now just lob it up. It's so easy, you see. See, sometimes things that seem wrong, they're really correct because they position you properly.
Yeah, great idea. Much better. Thanks, Dennis.
Up. Ha! Problem getting the ball, huh?
Yeah, I got it over there, but I couldn't get back for the shot back over this way.
All right, you see, it's our fault as coaches, because when we taught you how to run and how to recover, we kept telling you recovery steps should be side-skipping steps. That's okay for the middle of the court. What happened was you were pulled wide off the court. And if you're pulled wide off the court over here, by using the side-skipping steps you were using, you can't get to the possible angle of return, you see. So you were halfway, you weren't even halfway there yet, eat the next ball. This time, try this. Just run over here, and now run back as fast as you can, and stop over here. Just try that. Run over there without the ball first. Now run back. Look at the guy. So you, as the minute he hits the ball, you stop, and then see if you can't get the next ball, okay? All right, try it, go. Now run. Look at him, run. And now keep running. That's it. Sure. Why not do that?
Yeah.
So the side skips you use for balls in this kind of a comfort zone here. And then when the ball's out of your reach, then you use the running steps. And you stop the moment the guy's about to hit the ball, and you can change direction if he tries to wrong foot you.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Thanks, Dennis.
You'll cover a lot more court this way.